Hello, everyone. So I'm going to do 3 different readings as about as quick as I can. These 2 decks, they're separate, are both Radiant Rider-Waite, and I have them shuffled to allow for reversals. This one's for Zelensky, this one's for Trump, and then this deck is for, this is Jamie Sawyer's 1909 Rider-Waite Smith. It's really beautiful. If you like it, here's her website right there where she sells her decks. So anyway, this one will be for the whole group. So my first question is, how will Zelensky do with Trump? How will Trump do with Zelensky? How will the European leaders and Mark Rutte from NATO, how will they do, or actually, how will Trump, this one's how will Trump do with them? So, okay. So here's how it's going to go. I guess we had our hopes up thinking that they were all just going to meet all together at the same time, but it doesn't go that way. The new schedule, which, maybe it'll be started on TV by the time, or before, well, no, probably by the time I get this done, but not before I get it uploaded because it takes time. So, but anyway, the way the meeting is supposed to go is Trump and Zelensky alone for an hour, and then the European leaders come in an hour later. Oh, I better move my water bottle there. And then they have a good, I don't know, well, I guess everybody gets together. This deck will be for everyone getting together. It's supposed to be 3 o'clock Eastern time. So, yeah. Okay. All right. So, Zelensky. So I'm going to do a 9-card box spread for both of them, and then you'll be able to look at them together. So, Vladimir Zelensky, how are you going to do with Trump today? How will this go for you? How will you? I'm setting the intention for the answer card to end till kind of like the outcome card if we were to do a Celtic cross. Yeah, but I don't have any need to know the past. I really just want to know. Well, yeah, present and future. Yeah, because we know the past. Present and future with the answer card here. Or to sum up the answer card, put a period there. Zelensky, how will you do with Trump? Right there. Meanwhile, did you guys hear the news about Trump accidentally putting out did he think he was texting or something? But on Truth Unsocial, he posted Bella, B-E-L-A, not even the word Bella, like beautiful or something, but Bella. And then when I woke up, I think that happened last night. When I woke up on Blue Sky, I noticed some genius had posted, well, what if he started to say something about Belarus and accidentally, hit the send, right? Or post. And then I started thinking, what if he thought he was, or maybe it was maybe it was like hidden in plain sight. What if it was code for Putin about something? Because we know Belarus has always been a major problem. They've sided with Putin, and Belarus has. I just hate to even say it, but what I've read is that they're saying they would receive nukes from Putin. Okay, let's see. So this is interesting here. Let's make sure I get these straight. There we go. Okay. Yeah, this isn't so good. So, oh, that's interesting. Okay. And then let's let me look at Trump's. I'll focus into Trump's. Let's put a peaceful divider, hopefully. Wait, if we can get some purple in there. There we are. Let's try that. Okay. Trump, how are you going to do with Zelensky? Not how you think you're going to do. How will you actually do? When it's all said and done, how much power do you really have in this situation? No matter what you do and say and how you treat him. Well, that ain't good. Neither is that. Yeah. No, this is not good at all. There's no coming together. Jeez, is he gonna have every single card reversed? Well, except for the greedy one. Okay, oh, I gotta make sure I don't get these mixed up. I've got these back over here. Okay. So, with Zelensky and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, this has him feeling a little insecure. He's been in workaholic mode, and he needs more comfort and shelter. You know, he's really, it's not easy for him. He's kind of, being hunted, and he has to move around a lot. But then over here, with what Trump has going on in the center, what we're dealing with the Four of Wands reversed is really, like some health issues causing there's bad, the way he is. This is my Mickey D's card, and when it comes through reversed, so he might be extra farty. He might be coming from a place of just taking in all the consciousness of all those poor murdered cows, and he's got like dead cow on the brain. On another level, this is now this can be a card of cancellations. I mean, if he cancels the whole thing, then I'm still going to read it as what it'll play out, or how it will play out for him. But if it's not cancellations, then this is just him being really unhappy about leaving the golf course in, he has a golf course in Virginia, Sterling, Virginia. So I think that's really at the center of where he is. Zelensky may very well be missing his wife, and with all the stress that's going on with him, and we can see that here. Okay, so feeling, I would just say the way he's coming into the meeting is feeling like he's been really worked hard, and he's so afraid of missing something. He needs, what he could do to make it all better would be to just settle into what he really has and who he really is, and know how much love and support he has all over the world. So there's that. And he's coming into the meeting having not slept well. And it may have to do with time zone differences and him traveling, right? So that's not so easy. But he is coming into the meeting with what's the right word? Not just the opportunity, but the openness is a better way to say it. With the Lovers card up here, because so what I'm doing, I'm basically reading the center card and then each one out. And like I said, I want the answer card, for each of them. So, but what we're dealing with here, or what Zelensky's dealing with here, is the fact that he's opening to a relationship that does not have the same values. He's trying to be in the middle ground and trying to bring some healing in, trying to find some unity. And it's pretty much just about choices. Now, yeah, and communicating effectively. But he's coming into the meeting, like I said, with the Nine of Swords, just with some fears and some anxiety and stress, and he's been overthinking the whole thing, and he didn't get the sleep, and he's feeling too overworked. And so this does bring through, with the Five of Cups, some disappointment. He's open to, however, like the best that it could be, but the way it's going to go for him is him walking away with more stress and fear and anxiety. Now, this is just the meeting with him with Trump, okay? This is not the meeting that I'm going to do with the other deck, remember. But with Trump, this is him feeling disappointed, like probably everybody is every day with Trump, right? I mean, just on a daily basis. He's constantly a disappointment on all levels. So he's walking away feeling, some loss, or he's ending the meeting. They're ending the meeting feeling some loss, and he's sad, and he's mourning his people that he's lost, especially the children, especially the stolen, missing children that Russia has taken. Right? I mean, that is heartbreaking. And I think that's what he's bringing to the meeting. The mourning mothers of the Ukrainian people who have lost their children, and they're losing hope because they're so heartbroken and sad, and they can't sleep. How do you sleep when you're getting bombed all the time? Right? And then with the Five of Swords, he's ending the meeting feeling kind of defeated, and feeling also, well, I think what he's going to really give voice to with the Lovers up here, because this is all about communication, is the fact that they have been, their country is being, scorched earth, literally, right? And he's not going to walk away from the fight, but he doesn't want to, he doesn't want this conflict and this loss and this defeat anymore. And he may be offering, I wouldn't think he would offer land, but he may offer some mineral rights. Because he knows Trump, by this time, I would think he knows Trump is very transactional, and it's all about the money. And he might offer him, I don't know if he'd try to offer him a slice of whatever, but there's an agreement here. With the Ace of Pentacles, there's an offering of a new financial, investment. And with the King of Pentacles, of course, this is offering security of some level. With he's trying to, have some control. The answer that he's walking away with is that I'll offer maybe mineral rights is what I'm getting there, and Trump will feel like he had the upper hand and he got what he wanted. But this is all about losing, this is the mourning of Ukraine and losing their children. God. Okay, over here on this side, Like I said, with Trump and the Four of Wands reversed is at the center, he has he just has a very if he doesn't cancel the meeting and make what he might do. This is so over here. This is what Zelensky has planned. If the meeting with him alone gets canceled, or Trump cancels the whole day, then I would say this is, if they ever get together again, this will be what happens. But if this is not a cancellation, then this would be Trump just being, like I said, unhappy that he had to leave his own golf course, and he doesn't really want to be there. He doesn't really want to work on any level. So there's that, and then holds in your consciousness the fact that he doesn't really want to be there, but he's doing it because he has to. And then couple that with the High Priestess reversed, and this is his problems with all of his unprocessed emotional reactions, so he's always dragging the past with him. And he may even be having some vision problems or a gout flare-up, or coming into the meeting really dehydrated, right? So yeah. Now, sometimes too, this card has to do with just going way too far, and so far that you're exhausted, and there can be a fall from a high place. I mean, like we don't have the Nine of Swords like we do over here, and this could literally be Zelensky tripping on some steps himself. Everybody does it. But Trump does it a lot, and this can be falling from a high place when it's reversed. This can also be a nervous breakdown. This can also be a car or a plane accident. Okay, just naming some of the things that it could be. Because we know he doesn't listen to his intuition. He doesn't even try to connect with his higher self. And I know you guys are going to say, he doesn't have a soul, he doesn't have a higher self. Well, every human does. So then he's also bringing into the meeting with the Ace of Pentacles reversed, just refusing an offer. So here's Zelensky with an offer, and he's refusing it, whatever it is. And he's also coming into the meeting possibly with some kind of infection going on, but at the very least he's just feeling, cautious. And he's out of, like this, when we have the Ace of Pentacles come in in the reverse position for a meeting, besides refusing offers and missing out on opportunities, this shows a lack of planning and a lack of control over his physical body and finances. And then, so, my goodness. So taking his unhappiness and not wanting to be there and coupling that with the Temperance card reversed. In my health readings, you guys have heard me say it, I don't know how many times. There was that 1 week where we had 6 days in a row with this card reversed, and this is a card of a grave illness. Major imbalances, could be possibly a drug interaction that's not working well, like a incorrect dosage, and it's too much, it's too taxing on all the systems, the entire endocrine system in the whole body. There's no homeostasis in the body, and without that, you don't work well. It doesn't work well. That needs to be attended to. But he's also just, he has a really bad temper. So he's coming into the meeting, doesn't want to be there, doesn't want to make a deal, and has a bad temper. It's like, why do I even have to go through it? Why can't I just hang out with my little friend from Russia? And then, but what does he do? Does he cave in? Because when we have the Seven of Wands reversed, this is a caving in card. Makes me wonder. Giving up, caving in. Now, if it's a health problem, this could be a heart problem. This could be a stroke. It's Mars and Leo. He has Mars and Leo. So, doesn't want to be there, caves in, all out of balance, and then let's couple all of that with the Two of Cups reversed. So again, is this a heart? I mean, is this a health issue that happens? I mean, my goodness, this is definitely a breakup. He doesn't care. He's going to forget that he really wants the Nobel Peace Prize. His temper is going to get the worst of him. And then with the World card reversed, there will not be anything accomplished. There won't be any achievement, and he won't take any self-responsibility for anything. And he doesn't want Zelensky he doesn't care if Ukraine has freedom or not. And then with the Queen of Swords reversed, is he going to be gossiping? And I mean, because this is a liar. This is an untrustworthy person who gossips and is bitter and cold-hearted and cruel and ruthless. So this is him in the side of himself that's just really complaining. Hold on one second. Yeah, he's awful. So, and then with the Four of Pentacles being the answer card here, he's holding on for dear life. He's wanting to just hold. This is his. He thinks he's stable and secure if he just holds on and controls everything. But no, that's, he's not. He's not going to be able to. Okay, let me make sure I've got the right. Yeah, I don't want to get these decks mixed up. Well, it's okay. One has astroglyphs and the other one doesn't. It'd be easy to figure out, but it would take time. Okay, so again with Jamie Sawyer's deck, how is this going to go? I'll go ahead and do 15 cards here. And let's figure out, how's this going to go? How will Trump do with the European leaders? Now, this could be challenging. If I do have the King of Swords come through, if the Lover's card comes through, I'm going to call that Trump. If the Emperor, I'm going to call that Trump. If the Magician, I'm going to call that Trump. And I have my astrological reasons for that. But if the King of Swords comes through, that's Mark Rutte's card, and it's also Zelensky's card, and I don't know about the other German Chancellor and the guy from Finland. I can't remember, Ursula von der Leyen's sign. Anyway. I'll just go with the cards. How is Trump going to do in this meeting with the European leaders? Yeah, okay, so here he is in the middle. I don't know that you would call him a leader there, but I mean, he's an installed leader, installed by Scrotus. Yeah, and he's insane. But he does have. Okay, here. I'll just lay this all out. Okay, this is interesting. Yeah, where's my hair? Okay, so how he's going to do. So these cards are weighing down on him, but also, it's what he's thinking about too. But how it's going to affect him. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. To get both. So, okay, with so he's gonna act like he's the strong man, the strong one, But so it's with the emperor in the center, of course, this is like the dad. Now, I think Mark Rutte has called him like daddy before, but that he has, I guess, I have a dear friend, Pam Rose, who is an international, she's kind of like an international rock star from way back when, and she's still going at it in her 70s. And because she's traveled the world, she's clued me in then of the fact that he's Mark Rutte has a different, well, people in Europe have a different type of sense of humor. So calling Trump daddy at that one point shows up here. Now, Trump's daddy is Vladdy, right? Vladdy daddy. And that's where he's sitting. He's sitting in this place of thinking he's in control, he's the authority, and he's the one with the strong foundation. But he's going to control himself. He's not going to be roaring. He's going to control himself in the meeting. And then with his card knighting up to judgment reversed, he's in self-doubt. He's not going to go within. He's not going to think about his past actions and decisions, but he really doesn't trust himself. And he's going to be sitting there going through a hell realm. Oh, you guys, if you order this deck, yours will come with the naked bodies, because I had to, for YouTube rules, I had to draw bathing suits on them. There's about 6 of the majors that have a little boobage and stuff. So anyway. And with this deck, I don't know if you can see clearly, like there are little astrological glyphs. And I only found one card that was wrong on it, or she just had a different one. But anyway, there is the detail, like, let's see. I'll just pick up there's a lot more facial detail. You can really capture the mood. Yeah. So, okay, back to, yeah, and then he's going to want to just, so going through a hell realm, keeping his mouth shut, kind of, listening to them. He's going through a hell realm because he's not in control. He wants control. Remember, he came out of the meeting with Zelensky holding on and major control. Now he goes into this meeting and he has to keep his mouth shut, and that puts him in that internal hell inside of himself, because no psychopath likes being out of control or not being in control, whichever way you'd like to describe that. And then down here with the Hermit reversed, he's feeling isolated and he's withdrawing. He's going into withdrawal. Human beings, in the way it goes, in relationships, we will always, when we have troubles in relationships, or the way that we manage relationships when we're not healed, is through aggression, and that includes passive aggression. It's still aggression. So aggression, covert or overt, aggression, submission, giving to get, enabling, whatever, and withdrawal. This is like the big, and I'm just out of here, right? So internally, he's going to sit there, and he might be bent over with his hands, all weird like he does, but he will be withdrawing from his body. And then over here with the Lover's card coming through upright, he's going to talk a little bit about something at some point, but maybe he's going to come into into alignment with the actual, if I read this in a different way, the authority of all the European leaders. And now, like I said, Mark Rutte is an Aquarius, so his card didn't come through, but it's very possible that he feels like, if I were to read it a different way, he would feel like there is the presence of authority in the room. and he might just keep quiet, but he's going to go through a hell realm. He's going to withdraw from his, just his body, not grounded at all. Both of, so the Hermit reversed and the Temperance reversed, like we had in the other spread, those are both terrible health cards for him. Well, for anybody, but especially for him. So, yeah, he might wind up with a really bad headache. But there is the opening to the other's values. So let's go in a little tighter here and look at him being afraid and unhappy and full of anxiety. And we know he's the lunatic, but he's feeling insecure. We've got insecurity here. Subconscious, unconscious insecurity. And, this card rules the feet. He may be having problems with his feet that are bothering him while he sits there. He really needs to get up and move around or put his feet up, because he's got those circulatory issues. And then with the Five of Swords reversed, this has to do, this is a compromise card so that he can move on. So what I'm feeling like is his health is bothering him so bad, he just wants to get the meeting over with, because he's already given what he needed to give to Putin. And that's been his priority. They've been in cahoots for years, decades. So yeah, there's compromise, there's giving in, there is wanting to move on. The only other way I could read this card is a funeral. I shouldn't laugh, but Okay. And so mirroring these two together, he's afraid, he's having problems, psychological, major psychological, subconscious, unconscious problems. And what does he do? He caves. And that gets the wheel moving. That is a choice he makes. This is a turning point for him. And yeah. So that's interesting there. So quiet, going through his own internal hell realm, caving in, because all these cards are weighing down on him, caving in, and he just acquiesces and, okay, let's just move it forward. But we've got bad news. We have possible, what I think this is actually, is the remnants in his body. That's not the right way to say it. The side effects of all the air travel he does. Because these cards here are telling me that. And this is an air travel card. When it's reversed, it's all about frustration. He's worried about the news that will come out. My Knight of Pentacles reverse is one of my cards for worried about a dark mercenary that could be, coming in when he's vulnerable. This could also be him. Well, it is. He's going to make mistakes. This is him making mistakes. And on another level, he's bored. He's lazy. He's stubborn. He's having intestinal issues. This is another card for an acute illness. So there's two of them that show up here. But yeah, so bad news, headaches, maybe some breathing problems. Maybe he's having some heart palpitations. We know he has long COVID. Is he going to, maybe he'll just fall down. This is could be like falling off your horse, or your horse is your power, in this deck. This card can be an injury or just falling over. I mean, at the least, he's frustrated, and he might slow things down to where the meeting is later or something. I'm wondering about that. Because this card, when it's reversed, when the Eight of Wands is reversed, it can be holding something off, and there's bad timing where he's thinking he needs to slow something down, but he could just really just be having a headache or breathing problems, and bored. And then mirroring these two cards together, this is interesting. We have the Page, the Knight, and the Queen of Pentacles here. Ace of Cups is nothing to sneeze at either. So, okay. But so mirroring these two cards together and combining with the Emperor, the actual authority over him is that he doesn't like the bad news that's been coming out about him. I think he's thinking about the fact that he accidentally posted in plain sight that word BELA, whatever that was about, Belarus possibly. Belarus, I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, again, this is him just neglecting his responsibilities, I think. Well, it's him feeling kind of insecure too. Him feeling insecure about the news that's going out. And also, this could be bad news about the economy. Because it's bad news for money or health. Maybe he got some bad health news in the morning. There's that very real possibility. This is a person who is immature and unsuccessful in those departments and insecure. So there's that. His neck may be hurting him. And then again, hair, like maybe he's sitting there having all these thoughts of, because he can't just wear a hat everywhere, especially in one of these meetings, especially after he's tried to take Zelensky down a peg by saying, remember Zelensky and with J.D. Vance and him? It was J.D. Vance that started it, and then Trump jumped on it about why doesn't Zelensky why don't you wear a suit? Oh, God. So this guy is definitely going to be in his full, whatever, with a long red tie or whatever color down to his knees, and where's my hair, basically? Because Queen of Pentacles is all about hair and skin and digestion. So insecure about losing his hair, neglecting his responsibilities. And also, because Melania is a Taurus, this would be her card. He could be like, well, wonder what she's doing. He could be having all these weird psychological thoughts coming in. So he's not staying present in what's going on in the meeting. He's all over in his head about himself and his own personal life. But, well, that's interesting. So with the Four of Wands down here mirroring the, so how he's going to do with the European leaders is he's going to be making a stupid offer, or they're making an offer, but he's not going to receive it because with this Ten of Cups reversed, this is his dysfunctional, chaotic psyche. And he's going to walk away from this meeting feeling even less stable and more dysfunctional, and he doesn't care. He really doesn't care what happens to America. Remember, this is Putin's buddy. That's the most important thing. That's the most important takeaway. I invite you to read any of Sarah Kensingdorf, any of her books. Also, Craig Unger's book, Craig Unger's House of Trump, House of Putin, and American Compromise. And Greg Olear's Dirty Rubles. Am I saying it's only one B? Rubles. Dirty Rubles. All about all about Trump and his indiscretion over decades and decades, and then how he got installed is all because of Putin. Both times. We know it. And then he had help from Musk this last time. And, Musk has quite the relationship with Putin, too. So he ends up leaving, or how the meeting affects him over time afterwards is, again, he needs to open to seeing both sides of the equation, and he needs to make some choices. But he's not going to get any Nobel Peace Prize, that's for sure, because this is, where he's sitting. He has this would be the row that he has control over, but these cards do not depict control to me, right? We've got the mirroring of withdrawing in a place where he needs to make a choice, and all of these reversals coming down over here. So his answer, the thing that he needs to do is to open and make a good choice and see both sides of the situation and go to the highest sources of love and light to heal himself inside. But he doesn't do that, right? I don't think he ever will. So with these two, it's just not. I think really this is the authority of all of the European leaders, and he doesn't really has a little bit to offer, saying something, he'll do something new, but when it comes down to it, with the King of Wands reversed, he's not honorable. He's going to be impulsive and ruthless, and he's going to throw a tantrum. I don't know if he'll do it in the meeting, but this could be an inner tantrum later on. He could communicate in ways that shows that he's the toddler tyrant. He's going to throw a hissy fit, and he's racist, and he's sexist, and he's devious, and again, bald. And that doesn't bother me at all, but it certainly bothers him. If he really had courage, if he was really strong, he'd just shave his head. But he's not. Instead, he's like doing the whoop-de-doo with his hair, and then the Aquanet, and puts on the makeup, and there you are. And that's a man. That's a straight man. If you weren't a straight man, then I'd be like, oh, that's cool. Look what you've done. But not him when he's trying to be like the man's man kind of. He's trying to be like this. No, he's not. He's not. And he's just probably going to wind up with a lot of headaches here. This is our Sun in Aries card. So when it's reversed, the energy's not, it's all working against him. And we have, of course, a little salamander here, salamanders on the robe and on the throne. And salamanders are all about, so the true meaning of this card when it's upright is being in your leadership, but only because you're into the constant regeneration of life. And the only way you can be in the constant regeneration of life is to be in the love state a lot more than you're not. But he never is. So that's why everything's reversed, and he's just coming from his head, and it's a lot of lies. Just a lot of lies. So this doesn't look good for what it does to him. This could be him losing, Taco caving in, losing his power when it's all said and done. And no matter what, he's not getting that Nobel Peace Prize. And he really only wants it because Obama got it, right? Oh my God. Okay, that's it. I'm going to get this uploaded. Take good care, you guys. I hope you're having an awesome week. Remember to join me on Thursday. Lori's going to be live with me Thursday at noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, I look forward to it. We're going to have so much fun. Okay, bye.